Hey friends, what's up? Kaz here. Welcome back to another server admin tutorial or bucket spigot plugin tutorial. If you're joining for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button because I do these every week. If you have a suggestion of a plugin you'd like me to do, feel free to comment that in gibbles below because I will give you a shout out when I get it to it. That would be the comment section for you new people. And if you find this video helpful, please leave a like because that helps me out for helping you guys out. And this week is Prison Utilities as requested by Stern B, Max Scumbag. Seriously, you're not that bad. Ajon343 BX or Pure Awesome with weird caps, and The Vey, and it's made by Mr. Cookie Slime, who's becoming one of my favorite developers out there. He's got some great plugins. I've already done QuickSell of his, probably going to do Quick Market eventually, and he provides free plugins. Now this is an all-encompassing plugin and a must-have for any OP prison server because it kind of combines a few premium plugins that are out there that I have done, and it makes them free. So it gives you auto smelting, fortune on all blocks, potion effects, unbreaking tools, backpacks, no drops on blocks, so they just go right in your inventory, different kinds of protection, block counts for each item or for each tool, and it integrates with auto sell from backpacks, and it also integrates with Quick Market from backpacks, which is really cool. It has auto EXP, so there's not stuff dropping all over the place. So it does require CS Core lib, which is also made by Mr. Cookie Slime. He kind of uses that as a backbone of all his plugins, so you do need that. Otherwise, this plugin will not run for you. And the permissions for it is backpack.cheat will give you the ability to give people backpacks. They don't need a permission to actually use a backpack. It's just given to them. And then you got PrisonUtils.autosell to use the autosell feature, but you need QuickSell in order to use that. You got PrisonUtils.autopickup that will allow people to use the auto pickup, so when they mine something, it just goes right into their inventory. You got PrisonUtils.autosmelt, so auto smelting of blocks in their inventory. PrisonUtils.autoblock, so it'll group 9 iron ingots into one block to save space. Now, commands, there's actually no real in-game commands. There is auto sell, but that only works if you have QuickSell installed, which is a free plugin, and I have a tutorial on it, so go ahead, check it out. And the other one is Backpack, and so we're going to give ourselves a backpack, so we want to do 2 rows. So it gives you this thing you could set down, and it opens up. You could put items in it and take items out of it. Now, if we die, that backpack is dropped and other players can pick it up. Unless we do soulbound, which means that it gives them a reinforced backpack and then it's there, and if they die, it stays in their inventory so they can safely keep their items. So you probably want to bind this to some sort of selling plugin so that people can buy them with in-game money, or you can put it into your Buycraft and it runs those commands and gives them those backpacks as part of a donation or whatever you want to do. It's up to you. And we're going to keep those in our inventory. So the way that this works is we have night vision and saturation as it configured in the config, which we'll take a look at the configuration here in a moment. And then we have a level 10 enchantment, or I think it's a level 20. Now, if you can't set anything above level 5, it's because in Essentials you haven't enabled unsafe enchantments. You have to do that if you want to have an OP prison or OP factions or OP anything. You have to do that. So then we start mining the stuff, and you can see that it keeps track of the amount of blocks that we've broken, and it puts our name on that, and it has the efficiency. We haven't actually turned off durability, so if you have that, it'll be there. We'll take a look at that in the configuration, and that's pretty much it in game. It's really cool how it does a lot of stuff, and we'll talk more about that in the configuration in a moment. Okay, so here we are in our server configuration. We're going to go into the plugins, and you can see we have CS Core lib, and then we have Prison Utils. Probably want to use this with server signs. That would be a great use of server signs so that people can purchase backpacks and stuff like that. So Essentials, we're not going to take a look at that. We're going to go into Prison Utils. So you won't have this one. I put this one in there for references, but the messages, this is really cool. Like always, I love it when authors do this. It gives you the ability to color code and change the wording on anything you want. So if you want to translate it to your language, you can do that really easily. We're going to take a look at the configuration file. Now, You don't want to modify this while your server is running. You actually want to shut down your server, make the changes, and start it back up. Hopefully, you pretty much only need to do this once. You can enable auto smelt, enable fortune, straight to inventory, backpacks, prefer backpacks, unbreaking pickaxes. That's the one we didn't actually set to true, so we want to set that to true. Now, you can actually just bypass all protection, not have to worry about World Guard if you change this block whitelist. So you could put, if you have certain blocks in all of your mines and you don't use those blocks for building the rest of your prison, you can actually just put those blocks in here, and then anything else the users will not be able to mine. So they'll only be able to mine those blocks that are in the mines. Kind of, you know, if you don't want to deal with World Guard, but you probably want to deal with World Guard. And then you can put an auto smelt blacklist, so these items will not be automatically smelted. You have your block counter, which is true. You have soulbound pickaxes and soulbound backpacks. That means your pickaxes, when a player dies, the pickaxe goes with them. When a player dies, the backpack goes with them as well. It's not just dropped. So auto sell will tell you every 100 blocks what your money is if you're auto selling. And then here's your pickaxe prefix and suffix that it puts on there. You can enable and disable all of these for shovel, axe, anything like that. And the cool thing is, if they actually have like a pickaxe that's already called donor pickaxe or whatever it is that they purchased from your store, this will actually just put that stuff around it. So it will be durability, cause for crisis, donor pickaxe. And then, you know, blocks broken. So it won't actually remove any names that are already there, which I think is really cool that the author's done that. So you can enable, disable different kind of full inventory notifications. The action bar is that bar right above your XP bar, and then allow breaking. So silk touch whitelist. So these are the only things that the silk touch will actually work on and preserve, which is kind of cool. You can change, modify that however you want. Here's your fortune. Now fortune by default will work on all blocks, but you can enable it to only work on some if you'd like. So that's that true setting there. You can also blacklist it from certain worlds like the Nether or a creative world or whatever it is that you have. Now the level modifier minimum and maximum is kind of interesting. So this is how fortune works with this plugin, is basically every block there's a 60% chance that you'll get an extra block, or if you mine 10 blocks at most, you will get an extra 6 blocks on top of that, or 100, you know, whatever. So if you mine 10 blocks, you could end up with 12 blocks or 16 blocks depending on what it is there. So that's how the fortune works. That's, you know, the author asked me to explain that. I think that kind of, you know, that makes sense. So you can also use a regions ability for whitelisting where the fortune works. So if you only want it to work in your mines, you turn this on, and then be sure to name your regions and keep them case sensitive. And so that obviously requires a World Guard in there. Now here's your backpacks, normal, soulbound. You can change the name of them if you want. If you don't like the name backpack, if you want to change the name for soulbound, like permanent backpack or whatever it is. Now you have your XP whitelist. These are the items that will give your users XP. And then you have your environment. You have a fly on join. You can put that in true or false, whatever you want. And then you have your permanent effects, all that stuff. It's a standard list for all Minecraft stuff. You can look that up. I'll have a link in the Gibbles. Auto update, world blacklist, so you can all have this not run in certain worlds, which I think is really awesome when they do that. And then you have your block rewards. So every so many blocks, the player will get a reward, and you can set in what it runs in there. So your variables for any part of this whole thing is pretty much just player, blocks broken, and durability. So if you modify anything in here, that's what that'll work like. And then you could put repeating in here, so every 10 blocks, every 50 blocks, every 300 blocks, and then standard is that'll only happen once. So at 100 blocks, they'll get that thing. So that's it for the config. Like I said, this plugin is really easy, simple, and straightforward. So let's hop back in the game and wrap it all up. Okay, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Definitely, this plugin is super easy to set up, and it is very essential to an OP prison server or just a regular prison server. It's got some great features in it. I love the backpacks. That's really cool. And just how easy it is. There's not really much monkeying about. It's just kind of set up the config and then go, and that's how that goes. So hopefully you found it helpful. Please leave a like if you did, and be sure to check out the other stuff that this author has out there on the Bucket website. So, this is Kaz reminding you guys all, enjoy the game. God bless. We got it. Oh, nope, we're drop kicking it. Boom!
Poor dear. Kaz isn't really violent to animals in real life. This is just a...
So, this is my camera, only audio at this point because I got a new lens this last week. Thank you guys so much for watching. This lens is super quiet, so when it focuses, it doesn't make any noises, which is awesome. Anyway.